Hi, and welcome to another edition of Inspired Messages. Sue here, and here we are in September. So the months and weeks go so quick, don't they? It doesn't seem a minute since I was doing the beginning of August one. Anyway, there, as usual, there is lots going on in the heavens, and on the first, I'm doing this on the second, Mars with sextile Uranus, and it will still be active today on the second because Mars, it doesn't move that quickly. So it's still, having an effect on our energy. So this is a sextile, so it's good. But Mars, is drive and energy and fighting, and Uranus is about freedom. So these two together again are fighting for freedom. Fighting to get ahead, fighting for something new, something innovative, which is what Uranus is. And Mars is giving you the impetus and the drive to do it. So it's really important that we use this energy that we've got at the moment to help us drive us forward. So not sitting around like a couch potato, we've got lots to do. So I've put dynamic force meets spontaneity as individual action is guided by superb intuition. Fights, which is Mars, for freedom, which is Uranus, and pioneers search for new paths and new ways of doing things. So, connected to that, the first card came out was this card, which we've had before, which is the Chariot, which is always riding along, and it's a victory card. So, and it actually represents Mars, this card. So it was kind of good to see it. And I think if we do what we're supposed to do, we will feel much better in ourselves because we know that there are certain things that we need to do, and sometimes it does take a while for us to get going. But if we've once we start, and we know we've got Mars and the Chariot as our helper, then it can drive us forward. So don't forget that. We often have this card actually in the spread, so it's really good. So on the 10th, Mercury is going to go retrograde, and it is in Libra at the moment, but it will go back into Virgo, and it will be retrograde until October the 2nd. So when it goes into Virgo, my thoughts are that this is about Virgo's about the mind. It's about rethinking things, and so going back into that sign, I think we are being asked to rethink about what we're doing to make sure that we're doing things properly, being critical about it because Mercury is in its own sign. So also on the 10th, we're going to have the full moon in the sign of Pisces. Um, Pisces is very spiritual. It's very dreamy. It's ethereal. It's lovely, and so it could be a really beautiful time. But it's next to Neptune, which is the ruler of Pisces. So the other things that Neptune represent are deception or illusion, that being under an illusion. So you can meet somebody and put them on a pedestal, but they're still human, but we make them out to be something special. That's when Neptune is around, and it deludes you or puts you in this state, where you're not, you can't see really what's real, or what's real really. So other things that Neptune rules are film, the media, maybe, and deception. So we need to look when we're watching anything mainstream, that we double checking it, because there is a lot of misinformation out there, and we need to step back from it. And I haven't watched mainstream news or any news program since 2020, early 2020. So there are other ways of finding out what's going on, is what I'm saying. So also Neptune rules dreams. So your dreams may have a message for you. So it would be really good to have a little diary or a little book by your bed so that you don't forget what the dream is and you write it down as soon as you wake up. Also with this full moon, there may be shocking revelations may come to the surface, bringing massive change to us all. You could see people falling from grace as things are revealed. And in mind, it's not going to be on the new moon. This is over the next month, okay, and next maybe month, 6 weeks. Now, this card came up, so this is the moon. So the moon is feminine, obviously, and this is the full moon that came up. But it is a feminine card. It is about women. It is about the home. So home and women are featured with this card. But again, it can mean that maybe you're not being told the truth. So I need you to think about that one as well, because you know the moon can be deceptive, but it's what it relates to you personally, and what it relates to the world as you know as a whole. So it could mean more things coming to the surface again. So this is a great card to have really, because it came up and we've got this full moon. So on the 11th, we're going to have the Sun trining Uranus. Now, it is part of that full moon chart, but it is exact on the 11th. So thinking about the fact that it's in the full moon chart as well, and this is a trine, so it's an easy aspect. We've got Uranus here in the mix again. So it could be, you know, that we're going to be fighting for freedom, but in a gentle way, a much more holistic way, like we're putting all these groups together, and you know, people are gathering together because they want a new way of doing things. So it is ultimately Uranus is the awakener as well. So we could, you know, more people could awaken to what's going on in the world, and more people could be out there making a difference in a community, because there are many communities setting up. And I talked about the PHA, the People's Health Alliance, and this month they're actually launching food and farming. That's going to be another branch. So, so there's lots of this kind of Sun Uranus energy going on, very innovative, very different, a different, sorry, a different way of living. And I think, you know, because it's in the full moon chart as well, and it's on the 11th, I think we need to take note of it. So on the 17th, the Sun is going to be opposite Neptune. So here we have Neptune again. So this is an opposition. So this could be more deception, more deceptive behavior, maybe all is not as it seems, and so again we have to watch out for that Neptunian energy, which you can trip you up. It can pull the wool over your eyes. It can misrepresent you or misguide you in some way. So you need to double check anything. So it's not good on that day to be pulled into any kind of scheme that looks too good to be true. You need to double check everything before you, certainly before you sign anything, or you know, get into something that you can't get out of so easily. So then on the 19th, oh yeah, that goes with the moon card as well. I put that little note, so that the moon could be part of that Sun opposition Neptune. So yes, going on to the 19th, the Sun is trine Pluto. So a trine is positive, and Pluto is about transformation. So underneath everything that's happening, you know, that it feels like everything's collapsing in around us. You know, everything, nothing seems to be working. People are on strike. You know, people are, not happy with the energy bills. There's so much going on, but underneath, because this is a trine, I think Pluto is actually doing some kind of transformation. There's stuff going on underneath that we don't know about, and it will be okay. So I need you to think about that. And I know this card came up, which is, not traditionally very nice, but it is about the death of something and the beginning of something else. This is the phoenix out of the ashes. And that's what we need, and that's what we're witnessing. We're witnessing everything collapsing around us. So this is right. This is the right card to come up. That, we're witnessing all this destruction around us. And for us to have something new, we have to have the destruction. And this is the end of the Pluto in Capricorn, which finally comes out next year, and it's been in there since 2008. So during that time, it's been in Capricorn. It's been breaking down everything that we know, all the structures that we know. And if you watch me regularly, I've been talking about this for well over a year, and I feel like I'm repeating myself, but it's still there, and it's still in the heavens, and it's being reflected down here on the earth. So what this card represents, you can see he's got his sickle and he's clearing the ground. And you can't grow anything unless you've got lots of cleared ground, because it's too full otherwise, which is what this represents. So clearing the decks for something new. So it's not a bad card. And because we've got the sun trining Pluto, this is a biggie, and that is on the 19th. So that's positive. We want positive things, don't we? So on the 23rd, we're going to have the equinox. That's the autumn equinox. And that's the same day always that the sun moves from Virgo into Libra. So the sun will move into Libra. And Libra is the sign of justice, harmony, love, beauty, balance, and she represents scales of justice, which is, what we need. We need balance. We need harmony. We need peace. This is a peace about, Libra is about peace and harmony and bringing people together, which is what we're trying to do. So at the equinox, we're going in that chart. We're going to have the sun next to next to Mercury. Remember, Mercury is retrograde, and they're both at 0 degree of Libra, because they're just going into, the sun's going into Libra and Mercury's going backwards, remember. So in a day, it's going to be back in Virgo. So on the day of the equinox, these two are together at 0 degrees Libra. As I say, it's a sign of justice, okay? And it's opposite Jupiter. And the Jupiter is in Aries, okay? So Aries is ruled by Mars, which is war again. We got to think about this symbolism. And obviously, the sun in Libra is about justice, but actually, so is Jupiter. Jupiter is about the law as well. So both these signs are about, I feel, the common law. This is about our sovereignty, our sovereign law. The fact that when we come here, one of the things is we have to look after the planet while we're here, but we should have free land and free food and free air to breathe. But it's not like that at the moment, and it's not been like that for thousands of years. But we are changing that at the moment. So this is a very interesting equinox chart, I have to say, and we have to stop and think of an answer, and that's everybody. The old order is creating chaos, really, because it doesn't want to go. As the new strives to move ahead, we're moving ahead, regardless of the chaos that's happening. And we wouldn't be doing that if the chaos wasn't happening, would we? We wouldn't be doing what we're doing. We wouldn't be creating something new if everything was hunky-dory. So this is meant to be happening. So coming together has never been really so important. We can no longer really sit on the fence. We have to make a decision to be part of the new and not remain in the old crumbling structure. If you want to know more about that, please get in touch with me through my website, which is astrologysue.com, and we can have a chat. Can't really go into it here, but I know that some people who are listening to this will understand what I'm saying. Now, on the 25th, we're going to have the new moon, and that new moon is going to be in Libra. Okay, so here we go again with this card. And she represents, as I say, justice, peace, and harmony. A new moon is a new beginning. It's time to make new goals for the next month. Okay. Partnerships. This is about partnerships, Libra, and negotiation as well. You know, um, we find actually lots of people that are Libra are very much into bringing people together. You know, they have those diplomatic skills. If you know any Libras, they don't like confrontation. They like everybody to be happy. They don't like warring of any kind. So when the new moon is in Libra, think about that and think about what you want to create for your world, um, which is going to bring great peace to you and your neighbours and your partnerships as well. Now, also in that new moon chart, we've got Mars trining Saturn. Okay, so Mars is your energy, and Saturn is about structure. So this is a trine, so that this can help us focus and keep our feet on the ground, which is great because it Saturn rules Capricorn, and Capricorn's an earth sign. So this can keep our feet on the ground. It can structure us, but also the Mars can give us the energy to move forward. And it's about standing in our own truth and being authentic right now. That's what that's about. So on the 26th, interestingly, the Sun is opposite Jupiter. So this gives an optimistic outlook, that things cannot go wrong. But we have to be very careful because Jupiter can go over the top. It can be bigger and grander than anything. And sometimes then you fall flat on your face. So we have to, yeah, it is optimistic, but we have to make sure that we aren't going over the top. Anyway, all may not be as it seems. And again, I think you need to look before you leap, use the energy wisely, and look out for people in high places falling from positions on high as well, because that's kind of integrated into this. And then on the 29th, Venus moves into its own sign of Libra till the 23rd, and that's the 23rd of October. So this energy will help with harmony, love, truth, justice. This will help us come together with a common goal. Venus in Libra, it represents love. So love is the key. And remember this card. And treat those around you as your family. Love your neighbour and help where you can. And remember, the age of Aquarius is about just that. It's about being in a community and as all being helping one another. How it used to be, you know. I mean, I don't remember the war because I was born at the end, but obviously I heard about it a lot, and that is when people pull together when there's problems, when people need help. You know, we're there, aren't we, for people less fortunate. So the affirmation really is about, you know, being in love and truth. So it's just I stand in love, truth, peace, and harmony. I love in love, peace, truth, and harmony. And you can say that every day till we come back next time. If you need me, then please contact me on astrologysue@gmail.com. My astrology website is astrologysue.com. My email is astrologysue@gmail.com. And I'm on Facebook with Sue Astrology Sue Fletcher, although they've changed the algorithms. And I used to have, especially at a new moon and a full moon, I used to have something like 300 people watching it and lots of people commenting. And now, since Facebook have changed the algorithms, I'm getting 4 and 5 people, which, is very frustrating, because obviously I've been posting my posts for years and years, and to suddenly have it all go, I'm not quite sure what that all means, but um, that's what's happening. So if you'd like to go to my Astrologer Sue Fletcher page, that would be great, and you could, because you won't see it unless you go and search for it. And if you like and share my post, that would be fantastic. And I just want to say one more thing, that this card, which is the Wheel of Fortune, came up, and it came up in the gift position. In fact, I want to say 2 more things. This came up in the gift position in this reading, and so this is about change, it's about evolution, it's about moving on. So I feel like we are all being asked to move on. It's not easy, I know. I'm a fixed sign. Fixed signs don't like change, but we can't take things with us anyway. Everything that we have is borrowed. It's not ours, really. So it is about change and moving on, and life goes in cycles. And we're going through a massive, massive, massive cycle at the moment. And as I say, that card came up. And this card came up as well, and this card came up 3 times. So this is the Hermit, and he's got he's carrying a lantern, and that lantern is shining light on the world. So I'm asking you to shine your light on the world in whatever way you can. I also think this card is about wisdom. So listen to the wisdom, listen to your intuition, listen to what this is saying. And I think meditation and going within, being connected to the earth energies, is really, really important as well. And so, if you can do that, especially while we've still got some summer here, you know, please connect outside. And if you do take my newsletter, I have put a video on there of Steve Judd, who is an astrologer, out on some of the talking about some of the sacred sites of Britain. And it's really interesting, and it kind of mentions this about this connection to the earth and how we've lost our connection to the planet that we live on, because we've been drawn into tell lie vision and social media and you know iPads and all the tech that we've got, and it's really, really important that we get back to nature. So with that, I'm going to say have a great September, and I'll see you in October, and bye for now. Bye for now.